Welcome to the NRGi Arena in Aarhus and live coverage of the 2014 Men's European Handball Championships. Paul Bray here with you for this third match of the day in Group 2 between Sweden and Poland. A crucial match for both these teams if they want to keep alive their semi-final aspirations. Well, earlier today, Croatia swept Russia aside 33-25. France doing much the same with Belarus, who were deprived of Rutenka, injured, who spent much of the time on the bench. France strolled it in the end. Here come Poland. Led out by their captain, Sławomir Żmal, the legendary goalkeeper. Both these teams had exciting matches in their first round of games 2 days ago. The Swedes, 2013 up against Russia, scored only 5 goals in the first 24 minutes of the second half and just hung on for a 1-goal win, while Poland were 4 goals down against Belarus with 4 minutes to go. Well, this is what the table looks like for the moment. France top of the group on 8 points with that win, Croatia on 6, Sweden and Poland on 4 points each, and therefore this game effectively puts the loser out of contention, but not quite. Teams being introduced to the crowds. We'll do you the maths in just a few seconds as Sweden are presented. So Sweden here, who started off with 2 wins in Group D in Copenhagen against Montenegro and Belarus, then lost a narrow defeat it was in a cracking game against Croatia, 24-25, then won the match we just told you about, this Jekyll and Hyde performance against Russia, 29-27, but they were 7 up at half-time and nearly lost it. Hard for the last 2. There is the coaching duo of Sweden, Ola Lindgren and Staffan Olsson, part of the golden generation of Sweden back in the 90s and early 2000s when they seemed to win everything. This is the Polish team now being introduced. Poland, who started out equally in Group C in Aarhus with 2 wins, 2 defeats rather, beg your pardon. The first against Serbia by 1 goal, and the second they nearly toppled France, but in the end lost by 1. We have just a small presentation going on. Karol Bielecki, his 200th international, is it? No, it's not. It's Wisniewski on his 100th. So the left winger getting a little extra award here today, plays for Wisła Płock. So coming back to Poland, then 2 defeats, but then they beat Russia in the last game by 2 goals. It was a good result because it meant that Serbia went out, and of course they'd lost to Serbia. They came into the main round here in Aarhus and overturned a 4-goal deficit with 4 minutes to go against Belarus to beat them 31-30 in an incredible ending, where Belarus thought they'd clawed back a point by shooting into the empty goal, with Poland having taken out their goalkeeper, but it wasn't to be. Michael Biegler is their coach. German coach who's taken over from Bogdan Venta. Both teams have been well supported throughout the competition. Sweden, of course, had the advantage early on in Copenhagen. They just had to cross the bridge to see their team, not so anymore. Spanish referees today, Oscar Ralui and Angel Sabroso. Experienced pairing, who were at the World Championships last year, did the London Olympics and also the European Championships 2 years ago. And their great moment, I guess, was to referee the final of the World Championships in 2011, which France won in extra time over Denmark. One of the best men's finals ever, I think. So the teams and the officials have been introduced to the crowd here in this crunch match. Bottom line is, if Sweden win, the group stays wide open, and France, Croatia, Sweden and Poland are all in with a chance of the semi-final. If Poland wins, Sweden are out. And now the national anthems. Poland first. Great passion from the team and indeed from their spectators here in the NRGi Arena in Aarhus. And now the anthem of Sweden. So that's it, 21 meetings between these teams previously. Poland winning 6, Sweden 11, 4 draws. They'll wheel around for the customary shake of hands and exchange of gifts. So the lineup then for Poland, and the playmaker Jurkiewicz is their top scorer with 17, just ahead of the right back Lijewski. Bartosz Jurecki also doing well, as are newcomers Łuczak on the right wing and Chapkowski at the back. And look out also for the goalkeeper Sławomir Żmal on a 37% save rate so far in the competition. The most experienced player with 230 caps. There is Jurkiewicz then, 17 goals, a 65% success rate for the left back who plays for Wisła Płock. He used to play for Atletico Madrid. He's scored 180 goals in total for his country, though, in time. For Sweden, well, they travelled here without their injured captain Kim Andersson, of course, and his standing Jakobsson has scored 18, but expensive, 38% success rate. Left back Ekdal, as ever, has proved very dependable, while line player Nielsen has an impressive 100% record with 16 from 16. There is Ekdal. 65% success rate for his shooting. He plays for Rhein-Neckar Löwen in Germany. So Michael Biegler deep in thought after taking over from Bogdan Venter after the Olympic Games, while Ola Lindgren and Staffan Olsson, the Swedish duo, have been in charge for some time as they rebuild this Swedish team. So the bottom line is then, a Swedish win keeps the group wide open with any of the top 4 teams able to go through. If Poland wins, Sweden are out, France are definitely through, and Poland and Croatia have to wait for tomorrow's matches. And the same with a draw. France are then definitely through. And Croatia, Poland and Sweden have to wait till tomorrow when they play their next and final main round games. So this crucial game about to get underway in Aarhus. There is Mattias Andersson, past the 100 cap mark now, the 35-year-old who plays for Flensburg in Germany. True professional. So Sweden in the yellow tops and the blue shorts throw off the match, playing from left to right. Poland in the customary all-red strip. 6-0 defence. Putting aside the long-standing stats of 21 matches played, as it happens, these two teams were in the same qualifying group for these European Championships, both qualifying, obviously, and each won their home leg. The Swedes, they're winning by more in their home leg than the Poles. But the bragging rights, though, go to a more recent match in a friendly tournament, the Super Cup in Germany, when Poland beat Sweden 29-28, really close. Long-range shot that came off a defender, Chapkowski getting in the way, and it's going to be a corner throw-in for Sweden. Two teams who qualified in Group 5 ahead of the Netherlands and the Ukraine. Żmal gets an arm to it, but it wasn't enough, and Ekdal scores his first of the game. Saying the side netting just for a moment there. Angel Sabroso was going to give the goal. Sjöstrand saying, no, it's a side netting. I think that the other referee Well, in fact, it's Oscar Alui. And I think it was Angel Sabroso, the other referee, who pointed across as well to say, no, that's the goalkeeper's ball. Bit of an anxious moment there for the Swedes. Well, fantastic atmosphere from two of the best supported teams in the competition, of course, aside from Denmark, who can absolutely pack the Jyske Bank Boxen with 14,000 spectators every time they just pop out for a 5-minute training session. Denmark, of course, the only team in the competition so far who are already qualified for the semi-finals. They're in the other group. And another one, and it's Ekdal again. Goal number 2 for the 24-year-old who plays for Rhein-Neckar Löwen in Germany. So Hapkowski at left back, Lievski right back. The playmaker, no huge surprise there, is Mariusz Jurkiewicz, 31-year-old veteran in the team. Kuczynski on the far side, and it looks like Krajewski favoured on the left wing. We've got Bartosz Jurecki, the old throw on the line. Hapkowski. Oh, pass into the line, it touches the foot though, that was unlucky. Not much that Kuczynski could do with that, with a poor pass. Kuczynski, who was injured at the start of the tournament, missed the first 2 games and then got called in, and Ekdal is unstoppable. Well, the Poles seem to have mentally stayed in the changing room so far. Their defence just not pushing up, and Ekdal time and again running in. And I think that Bartosz Jurecki, looking up court there, not entirely impressed, as we see Hapkowski coming off. It's knocked to the face, it would appear. It's taken him off for the moment. Well, the Polish fans are still in good voice. They're trying to lift their team, get them started here. Bielecki is coming to the frame now. Tall figure on the left back. For the moment, he's right in the right wing almost, and we've got a yellow card for the foul on Jurecki. Bartosz Jurecki plays for Magdeburg, brought down as Hapkowski still wiping away some of the blood and sweat. 3-0 to Sweden, a poor start by the Polish side. Bielecki, that's more like it. Sjöstrand beaten. Nicely set up, Bielecki runs in, sucks the defence across, and Krzysztof Lievski, 30-year-old, who plays for the Polish champions Vive Kielce, 6 of the team do, scores the first one for Poland. 6 players remain in the Polish team from that won silver at the World Championships in Germany in 2007. And 8 remain from the team that 2 years later at the World Championships in Croatia managed to get bronze. A lot of new young faces here. Wójcik impressive on the right wing, Sipszak on the line, and of course Hapkowski passing across. And that's gone in. Johan Jakobsen scored the fastest goal in the preliminary rounds at 113 kilometers an hour, but he is a bit expensive. That's not a great shot by Jurkiewicz, doesn't really test Sjöstrand. The break is on. And self-destruct for Poland with weak shooting. You can't afford to do that. They will just hit you on the fast break time and again. Sjöstrand with the inch-perfect pass straight down the court to Frederik Petersen, the left winger. And already, after just 4 minutes and 35 seconds, Poland have to call a team timeout just to try and get some order in the house. Someone get the smelling salts out. Shot efficiency 83% for Sweden. That's imperial. Poland 33%. Well, less said about that, the better.
Und wir haben im Moment keine Tiefe in der Deckung. Die dürfen alle mit Anlauf in Neun und schießen. Wir müssen raus und rein.
Suffice to say, very unhappy with his team. Just feel like giving him a good slap and saying, just get on with it. This is not the way you normally play. So, it's Ola Lindgren who does the talk. The two coaches, very different approach. Ola Lindgren, the one who gets the board out and goes through all the maths. There's Ekdal with 3 from 3, very impressive. Might have been a 2-minute suspension when you look at the replay again, as Jurkovic catches him very high. And then for Sweden, the other coach, Staffan Olsson, the taller one of the two with the long hair. He's the one who jumps up and down and does the passionate bit when the team needs shaking up. So 5-1, coming up to 5 minutes played, and Poland need to seriously get going here. It's going to be a free throw for Poland and another yellow card. And I think it's gone to Tobias Karlsson. Have a quick look and see, and it is. Karlsson, a bit of an occupational hazard for the defence specialist, who's already had 2 red cards in the competition. A straight red against Croatia, and then 3 2-minute suspensions against Russia. Takes it all in his stride, though. Well, the Poles looking a bit downbeat at the moment. 5 minutes in, it's not a pretty picture. 5-1 down. Bielecki gets pushed a long way out, and we've got a player down, and was that a little nudge in the ribs as he went around? Mariusz Jurkovic, the 31-year-old from Wisła Płock. Let's have a look. He goes around, and I think he got a dig in the ribs from Karlsson. Fingers outstretched just to make sure that he did wind him. So a bit of space for the moment. Bielecki in the middle. He's got such... Oh, he could have bounced the ball and gone through. The gate opened up, and instead he passed it off to his left, and he's just shown a fair degree of discomfort, I'd say, in the competition. Bielecki, as Sjöstrand makes the save, but the loose ball goes out to the side, and Poland stay in the attack. Number 8 for Poland, here he is again, Bielecki. He's got a good hard shot, but today, and in fact throughout the competition, he's really not been able to bring it to bear. He's only scored 1 from 7 in their 4 matches so far, not getting a lot of playing time either as a result. Sjöstrand sits on that one, and the Polish fans can't believe it. Well, there's time yet, but they've just really got to wake themselves up and get going. But Sweden, an awkward side when you let them pick up there, and that's gone over the line. Needs to take it quickly and take their opportunities as well. Jurkovic. Lijewski, that's more like it. Beautiful. Breaks through to the line after a nice dummy, and then lobs the goalkeeper. That was a class act, and he's scored their 2 goals so far. Lijewski Schmal gets it on the act now with a save at the other end. And suddenly Poland have got their tails up, and there's a bit of pace in this. Jurkovic, free throw, he's pushed over as he went to shoot. And Sjöstrand, who plays for Barcelona, looks on ruefully. Well, Biegler, well, a little applause there. It's a start. Poland are looking a bit sharper. Just look from Michal Jurecki as we see the incident again there. So 7 minutes in, and after a pretty dire start. Tempo's up. Lijewski's moved into the centre. 30-year-old. His brother Marcin, who's in the team as well, playing at right back. Goes all the way through, and he scores again! Well, single-handedly, Krzysztof Lijewski is dragging Poland back into this game. From 38%, the shooting stat's gone up to 43 at least, while Sweden come down to 71, still very high. 83 was never sustainable. So in the centre, Lukas Karlsson. Ball's loose inside the area, it won't count, and we've got an injury. Lukas Karlsson, who took the shot initially, has gone down. 31-year-old who plays here in Denmark for Kolding Copenhagen, who currently lead the championship. There's the collision. Schmal just wants him out of the way to get the ball, and it's, oh, well, and not even. He just quite literally turned around and crashed into Schmal's chest. Schmal, who's played 230 times for Poland. He is one of those who won Silver in 2007 and bronze in 2009 at the World Championships. Carlsen seems okay, but he's taking a breather. But that's expected. They've got defense specialists in there. Carlsen and Jernemur, the two defense specialists. Bielecki into the wing. Couldn't lift the ball as soon as he brought his arm up. Krajewski caught the ball on the defender who was static. Quick substitution. Carlson's back in again. That's more like it. Jakobsen with his second. Great power. 104 kilometers an hour. Jakobsen, who also plays in Denmark for Aalborg, the champions, and Biegler not impressed. So both teams coming through to the main round with 2 points. And then both scraping a win in their first main round match. And that's one for Adam Wisniewski. Wisniewski, who's approaching his 100th cap. Staffan Olsen sits down for the moment. He's staying patient, but you'll see him pacing a lot later on in the game. It's just the way he is. He can't sit down very easily. Biegler, meanwhile, has a word with Bartosz Jurecki, who's coming off as well on the defense substitutions. Ekdal looks to the line. Brilliant play. Penalty. The foul on Andreas Nilsson, the line player. Committed by Grabarczyk, the defense specialist. Well, in fact, Krakowski was the one who ran into the area to get in his way. There was a little shove in the back as well. It's a penalty to be taken by Frederik Petersen. Schmal, who saved just 1 from 10 so far in the competition. Faces the Fuchs Berlin player. Who scores? Frederik Petersen hammers it into the goal. Punch in the air for Andreas Nilsson, the line player who won the penalty. Over the shoulder. So 10 minutes played. And an improvement, at least. It's now in the 5-minute spell, since they were 5-1 down. Poland are outscoring the Swedes, but they still trail nevertheless. Bielecki! Well, he's found his range. The big Vivek Kielce back player. Sweden take a quick throw off. And there's a bit of a tussle going on, and a yellow card, this time for Grabarczyk, the defense specialist, who catches Tobias Carlsen, his counterpart in the Swedish team. A little word in his ear by Engel Sabroso. There it is in the background. Rather dismissively shrugged him off. And Nielsen, number 35, ambles on. Andreas Nilsson, the 23-year-old who plays for Hamburg in Germany, 16 goals from 16 attempts in the competition so far. Remarkable record for the Swedish line player. Wasilewski, who's done so much to steady things for Poland here, using his huge experience. Wasilewski playing his 4th European Championship. He's also been to 4 World Championships and an Olympics. Ekdal! Well, that was never going anywhere but in the back of the net. Defense stayed flat and he just charged in. Oh, dismissively picked out of the air by Sjöstrand. It's always a tad embarrassing when the goalkeeper actually holds your shot, and Biegler seems to be saying the same thing. I mean, don't just give it to them. Sjöstrand, who's played 75 times for Sweden, the goalkeeper, comes across nicely. Didn't have a great European competition 2 years ago when he was picked with Palička. In fact, in the end, Andersson, who's with them today, the 35-year-old, was called out to steady things up. Into the line, just too far. Nilsson couldn't reach it. Schmal looks to pass to someone. And Grabarczyk appeared to be remonstrating with Nilsson rather than getting on with the game. And ironically, while he was doing that, he left Schmal with no one to hold on to. There's the incident. And it's probably because Grabarczyk saying, well, I just pulled your shirt a bit. What he doesn't realize is he actually took a slap in the face from Krakowski as he went past. So he just flicked his hand up. and caught Andreas Nilsson. There's Hrabkowski. Got away with it. The referees haven't given anything up, but and especially with the resin they use on their hands, if you get that in the face or anywhere near the eye, it can really sting. But it looks like it's more the slap right on the bridge of the nose. That'll bring water to your eyes. Good pace now into the line. That's brilliant. 3 defenders coming out, and Bartosz Jurecki gets on the score sheet. But what a lovely pass into him. And again, the Swedes take very quick throw-offs, trying to take advantage of the substitutions happening with Hrabkowski and Grabarczyk going in defence each time as Nilsson, treatment received, ambles on again. So a game on our hands now. Didn't look like it earlier. 8-6 to Sweden. All to play for here. Good height, but nowhere to go. Jakobsen. Still, there's no space on the wing for Zachrisson. Nilsson's got free now. 9-6. The man from Hamburg. Good book title. Beat Schmal. So Biegler having a word with his 2 defence players for the moment, Hrabkowski and Grabarczyk, although you're very likely to see Hrabkowski, the 25-year-old newcomer to the Polish team, come into the attack during the match. And blood injury just needs a bit of treatment. That won't take much time. Lievski just needs a quick bandage on that, mop up, and he can get back on again. 14 minutes played then, and it's 9-6 to Sweden. That won't count. He obviously tried to do that the first time. They actually have to cover it. I'm afraid the referees won't let him play, and they're taking no chances, wrapping everything around it. So for the moment, Sheba has come in at the right back position. Newcomer to the team, just 9 internationals played, 12 goals. Bielecki again, just hesitant, and Jaszka has replaced Jurkiewicz as the playmaker. Sjöstrand, another save. 5th of the game, a 45% save rate. That's excellent. Ekdal, well, while the defense threw themselves at him, he released the ball. There it is, and Jakobsen just comes in and finishes the job off with another hard shot. Sjöstrand started it all off, the Barcelona goalkeeper. Jakobsen 3 from 4, bucks the trend. Came into this game with only a 38% success rate on his shooting, and a change of goalkeeper for Poland. Schmal is off. Wiszomirski has come on, a 26-year-old who plays in Hungary for Churgo. Into the wing, there's no space there. They'll have to bring it back out again. Lievski is on. Jaszka's moved to the left-back position for now. Into the line, defending inside the area. It's a penalty, has to be. And Magnus Gjernemur puts his hands on his head for having allowed that ball to go straight through the number 7. Former Barcelona player, now back home playing for Lugi. So there's Schmal, no saves from 10. I think it's unfair. I think he did actually get 1 save. But right now, that's not important. So Patryk Kuczynski, who scored 2 from 3 penalties in the competition, steps up to the 7-meter line. Through the legs. Nicely done by Kuczynski. He missed the first 2 games through injury, came back and immediately injured his ankle against Russia, but luckily he's fit again. So 15 minutes played. It's all steady now. They are scoring goal for goal with the 2 teams. Sweden, for the moment, though, leaning on that early lead. Jakobsen looks to the line. Nilsson was nowhere near it. Play on, say the referees. Jaszka breaks out, looks to either side. In the end, the Swedes are getting back very quickly. stifle the fast break and indeed the phase 2 attack. And Jaškar's being individually marked now by Zachrisson. Is he going to stay there? He is. Number 32. Ironically, their teammates, Jaškar and Zachrisson, at Fuchs Berlin in Germany. Brilliant save by Sjöstrand off Lijewski. Now the break for Sweden. That's an attacking foul. Straight into the two defenders. Appeals from Ekdal fall on deaf ears. Bartosz Jurecki putting himself in harm's way. Took one for the team there. So, Lijewski, that was a fabulous save by Johan Sjöstrand. Discussion between the old pros, Lindgren and Olsen. We've got a game on our hands now. So they each won their home qualifying leg when they played each other. They also met 2 years ago at the European Championships in Serbia. It was a 29-all draw on that occasion. Jaškar. And we've got two players down. Bit of a collision between... I think it's Peterson. No, it's not. It's Jakobsen. Takes down Jurecki. There is Jakobsen. Plays for Aalborg. 57 goals so far this season. A shake of the head for Bigler. Sweden know that the stakes are high here. If they lose against Poland, they cannot go through to the semi-final anymore. It will qualify France tonight and leave Croatia and Poland waiting for their matches tomorrow. Poland, who play Croatia, while Sweden have a tough one tomorrow against the group leaders France, who've won all their matches so far. Lijewski looking for the line. Good defending this time. Oh, through the legs of the keeper. Well, a brilliant save followed by a mistake as Bartosz Jurecki gets his second. Mistake by Ekdal, who had him covered and for some reason stepped away and allowed the space for him to turn into. So Sweden make a change, and Jonas Laholm is coming in to give Ekdal a bit of a break. Ekdal, who played in Nantes in France for a while before moving to Rhein-Neckar Löwen. The hand off, yes! It seems at the moment he can do no wrong, Johan Jakobsen. Jaškar to Lijewski. Substitutions are made, and every time they score, the Poles, they've got to be careful because they instinctively just go straight away for the substitution, irrespective of what the situation is. And the Swedes know that, and they're trying to catch them napping each time with the quick throw-offs. The Polish fans still believe, and why shouldn't they? Early days yet here in Aarhus. Oh, brilliant. Lijewski, and there may be a penalty there as well. Breaks through. I guess it's Karlsson for holding from the back. Nice angle. Well, it could be Laholm, actually. He caught him around the neck. Could be any one of them. Which ones did they? It was, in fact, Tobias Karlsson. Occupational hazard for the captain. Getting a 2-minute suspension. Sits alongside the other defence specialist, Jernemur. And so they're within 2 now, and a power play. So Peterson in the centre. Not a great pass. Stolen. Oh, he got it back. Misunderstanding with Laholm. Sweden's number 15, who's just come on. Most experienced player on the pitch with 200 international. He goes in behind now. He's a bit free. Into the wing. That's good play. Given as a free throw, is it a throw-in? I think because he came off a defender and went out of play on the far side. Let's have a quick look and see. As he brought his arm up, he caught it on Łuczak, who's come on, and he went out, and it is a throw-in. So Łuczak for Poland replacing Kuczynski on the far side. Free throw for Sweden. They've run down more than a minute on the suspension, and we hit the 20-minute mark in the game. Good save by Schmal. A bit messy. Jaska says, stay calm, I've got it. So Chabkowski goes off. Jaska looks at the clock more than anything else to check how long they've got on the power play, and it'll tell him it's only 30 seconds. They've got to make this count. Bielecki is gone through again, and Sjöstrand, not liking those bounces at all, misreads it again, almost identical to Bielecki's last shot. 104 kilometers an hour from Karol Bielecki. Bielecki, who wears protective glasses after losing his right eye in a terrible, very unfortunate accident while playing Croatia in 2010 in June. It was back within months playing for his country and his club. Great strength of character and determination. Team timeout, meanwhile, called by Sweden. The ever calm Ola Lindgren. So the 4-goal lead is now just one. Shooting efficiency pulling up now for Poland at 59%, although still very impressive for Sweden at 73%. Ekdal 4 from 5. Jakobsen the same. Few teammates facing each other here today because Jaska, Polish #2 playmaker, plays for Fuchs Berlin in the German Bundesliga alongside Petersen, Zachrisson and Jesper Nielsen, who hasn't come on yet, the second line player, and he's going to struggle to come on when Andreas Nilsson is scoring at 100% rate in the competition. And there is Lievski, 4 from 5, but more than anything else, he scored them when Poland had their backs to the wall and needed someone to step up to the mark and get them kick-started. It's the incident that led to the suspension for Karlsson. But meanwhile, Sweden are back to full strength again, but it's cost them. 2 goals from Poland during the power play. Laholm trying to inject a bit of pace, looks for the line, it's not there. And the ball is stolen. Into the wing. And they're level. Bigler celebrates. And Poland, the great escape act. And Schmal, or rather, Wisłomierski, pulls off a fabulous save, the 26-year-old at the other end. Wójcik, the fast break scorer on that last attack. Just 24 years of age, only 4 internationals to his name, the winger on the far side for Poland. What a find he is. And the Polish fans are delighted. Wójcik was called in initially because Kuczynski wasn't fit. But when Kuczynski came back in, instead of Wójcik going out, they took out Orzechowski, more experienced winger. Sweden, though, got it back this time. Well, ironically, if Poland lose here today, it isn't the end for them for the semi-final. Mathematically, they still have a chance, but they're making it very difficult for themselves. If Sweden lose, they are out. And a draw, well, it keeps the door open with France through, and then Croatia, Poland and Sweden battling it out. Long-range effort, misread somewhat. So Laholm gets his first. 31-year-old who's played 200 times for his country. He plays his club handball in Hungary for Pik Szeged. 7 minutes remaining then in the first half. Sweden, who look comfortably in front after catching the Poles completely cold at the beginning of the game. And now struggling, and that's an attacking foul at the back, unfortunately, stepping into the area, and Sweden get a lucky break. Back they come. Jakobsen, only being used in attack at the moment, the number 19. Janne and Karlsson, the strong men in defence. And so on comes Andreas Nilsson as well. Just 100%. Tries to cut back in, looking for the line, he didn't get it. Ball's up, he's got it, Wuchak, and scores again. Oh, the 24-year-old plays for Robry Wagov, is making a real name for himself here in Denmark. 12-all. Neither team has an easy run tomorrow when all the groups are playing at the on the same day to finish off the main round. Sweden against Olympic champions France. Poland against the mighty Croatia. Nearly stolen, but it's left a gap in the middle. Good defending by Poland. Wisniewski tried to run out and catch the ball. It's well read. Wisniewski. Great save by the keeper, who was picked ahead of Marcin Wicheré. Six of the Polish team play for Kielce, 3 of them for Wisła Płock, and there was a time 2-3 years ago when the entire team would have been exiles playing in predominantly Germany, but also maybe Spain. Now it's turned around, just 3 of them play abroad, the rest are all playing for Polish clubs, and it has its advantages. One in terms of making the domestic league stronger and bringing up younger players quicker. That's going to be an attacking foul. Poland lose it and the break is on. 2 are up front already. Oh, he saved it! Wisniewski's having a festival out there. Oh, you could have put your mortgage on Frederik Petersen scoring the fast break. And singing his name now in the arena. 4 minutes remaining. It's developed into a cracking game here in Aarhus. Bielecki, a bit of space on the wing, and they're back in front again. Wisniewski celebrates, as do the fans. Wuchak again. And Wisniewski's invincible. Chrapkowski getting in the way. No luck for Karlsson. Well, Grabarczyk though, too hard for the Spanish referees, who didn't like that. 2-minute suspension. Silence the Polish fans all of a sudden as they realise he's gone off. Let's have a look behind. Yeah, caught him a bit high actually on the block. So they're going to make this count now, Sweden. That's one. Oh, he's shot over the top. Ekdal looks back to see if anything's given, but he was free. That little sidestep, he's so quick on it. Liecki left stranded, but he misses the goalpost by a country mile. Still smiling about it, but it's a rueful smile. He won't be at the end of the game if they lose by 1. 3 minutes to go to the half-time break. Well, simple maths are that if you want to get into the semi-final and you're one of these 2 teams, you've got to win both your last games. Oh! Liecki, number 5. Absolutely hammers it. The former Rhein-Neckar Löwen back player now with Vive Kielce beats Sjöstrand. And despite being short-handed, they're the ones now who've taken a 2-goal lead. That's an attacking foul. Ekdal just ran into Chrapkowski. And the break is on. Wuchak. And he scores again. What a run by Poland. 2 short-handed goals, and Ekdal, that says it all, looks up to the clock and goes, what's happened to us? They started so brightly. They've just been hit by 4 goals without reply, Sweden. They're reeling. Staffan Olsson looks up. 6 minutes without a goal. and the fans are in raptures. But don't count your chickens yet, there's a long way to go. Little handoff. Jakobsen into the wing. Now there's a good chance. Big angle. Oh, and again! Wisłomirski. Untenable. 5 saves from 7 shots for the goalkeeper from Turgo. And Poland are back to full strength as the Polish fans are singing Wisłomirski's name. Well, he's come on for the great smile, and boy, has he lived up to the occasion. Michał Jurecki is into the frame, number 15 as the playmaker for Poland. 113 internationals, 263 caps. There's some doubt around his fitness because of a knee injury picked up before the competition started, but he seems fine. Here he comes, looking back again. Tries to get free, he's got a free throw instead. We're into the last minute before the half-time break as Jonas Kallman tries to steady things. Oof. Heavy fall. And Michał Jurecki looks to the Spanish referees. The two brothers being pushed into each other, Bartosz and Michał. Kallman's the one who's got the yellow card as the two brothers turn almost in unison to look at Angel Sabroso. But it's only a yellow card. The fans thought it should have been a little bit more. Still much to celebrate for the Poles. And a little like in their last game against Russia, Sweden making a very bright start and then losing their way. Good defense this time, the ball's still loose. Picked up carefully to make sure it was out of the area by Karlsson. Ten seconds. Biding their time here. Looking for Jakobsen. Just a few seconds left. Poland happy to kill it. There's going to have to be a direct throw. All the players gather into the wall. Players on their feet, and it's Ekdal who's going to try and shoot this direct throw. Can he beat Wisłomirski with this most improbable shot? It's happened once already at the Euro, he can't. Straight into the wall. And so at half-time, it's Poland who lead after freezing out the Swedes for 8 minutes. Scoring a 4-0 reverse even when they were short-handed. Wisłomirski, imperial in goal, and it's Poland who leads Sweden 15-12. Well, Smal, the old pro, will give Wisłomirski a big pat on the back, I'm sure. 26-year-old, one of only 3 exiles in the team who plays for Turgo. And the Polish fans have become very noisy indeed. So for Poland, 56% of their attacks are succeeding. Sweden, well, they've fallen off the cliff with theirs, 41%, 50% of their shots only. Poland ramped right up to 64%, but 9 turnovers for Sweden. And there's where's the problem for them. 5 fast breaks, 2 are shown as scored, I think could be 3. Top scorer is Liewski for Poland with 5, while Ekdal and Jakobsen have 4 apiece for Sweden. And Wójcik is on the same, the brilliant young Polish right winger. And there is that huge gap at the end. 1 goal, and then that 8-minute spell where nothing is happening while Poland are scoring 4 goals and taking control of this game, this crucial game in Group 2 in Aarhus. It's all going down the middle, 3 fast breaks, good driving play at the moment, not much on the wings, just the 1 right wing and 1 penalty so far. For Sweden, well, again, it is all down the middle, 2 fast breaks from 5. 1 penalty, but the wings seeing virtually no action at all at the moment as they try and batter the front door down on the Polish side. Well, the ratios will show a complete inverted picture as Poland start badly and pick up. There it is, while Sweden start brightly and suddenly completely fall off the cliff in the last 10 minutes. So half-time here in Aarhus, it's 15-12 to Poland. We'll take a short break. Join us again for the second half in just a few moments. See you then. Welcome back to the NRGi Arena in Aarhus. In this main round match in Group 2 at Euro 2014. And what a complete shift the first half has seen. Sweden storming away at the beginning, looked like they were well in control. And then in the last 10 minutes, they absolutely ran out of puff. Mistakes are streaming everywhere, they can't score the ball. Wisłomirski, who's coming to goal for Schmal, 5 saves from 7 attempts against him. And only 44% of Sweden's attacks now succeeding, while Poland, who were down on the 30% on their success rate, now up at 56. 3 fast breaks scored, courtesy of the fast winger Jakub Łuczak. And Sweden are reeling. It looks like Mattias Andersson may replace Johan Sjöstrand. Well, actually, he's made 7 saves from 22, 32% save rate. Actually not bad. But at the moment, all being put in the shadows, of course, by Piotr Wisłomirski, the 26-year-old goalkeeper. So there is Andersson, over 100 caps for Sweden. Lukas Karlsson opting to just stay on the bench for the moment. Coach is not going to put him on straight away. And Hapkowski, number 49, who's been really strong in defence. So what can Ekdal and his teammates do? 4 from 7 for Ekdal. Top scoring for the Swedes with Jakobsen, who's on 4 from 6. So huddle for Poland. Victory today takes Sweden out of the equation in the fight for a semi-final place. If the Swedes win, well, both teams actually still in contention technically going into the games tomorrow. So can Mattias Andersson, the veteran goalkeeper, he's been around, played in Germany for some time, now with Flensburg, second in the German Bundesliga. Can he get them going again? A few French supporters still here from their last game. Big win, 39-30 for France over Belarus just before this. And in the first game of the day, Croatia beat Russia 33-25. The Swedish fans, they want to believe, they don't want to go out of the competition. Bielecki, a quick word with Bigla. The one-eyed, tall back player for Poland. Played his part so far today with 2 goals. Important goals for the 31-year-old. So, a focused Wisłomirski. His heroics are required now in the second half as well for Poland. Schmal stays on standby, though, just in case. Last encounter between these teams, a narrow 1-goal win for Poland. It'll be the same today. Oh, yes. Well, that's one for the album. Seconds to go before they can start. So here we go, as the music winds up and up and up. We can't keep going with the rhythm anymore. Blow the whistle, and so Poland throw off this Group 2 match, leading 15-12. We're 11-12 down. And that's a penalty. Foul on Jurecki, and Bielecki stands to applaud the decision, or more likely the play, as Kuczynski comes off the bench to take the penalty. There it is again, turns his arm taken, pulled just before he managed to get it released to take the shot, but he was already impeded. So Andersson will face his first penalty of the game. He's saved 2 from 7 so far in the competition. Up steps the 30-year-old from Górnik Zabrze. Unlucky, Andersson touched it, but Kuczynski scores his second penalty. And the problems continue for Sweden. Went the right way, just got there too slowly. A 4-goal lead for Poland. More to the point, that makes it a 5-0 run. 9 minutes since they last scored. Sweden have brought on Patrick Falgren to see if that can change anything. It makes no difference at all. Poland break out. An anxious moment as Jaszka couldn't find anyone safe to pass to. Luckily, Habkowski released himself. The Polish fans in fine voice and the Swedes trying to cheer them on, being drowned out. A 5-1 defence by Sweden to try and break down these crossovers they're building up with Jonas Kallman at the front. But it continues relentlessly as Wisłomierski celebrates and Jurkovic scores his first of the game. .6-0 now run for Poland. And it's been nearly 10 minutes since Sweden managed to find the back of the net. This is shades of their Russia match all over again, where they managed just 5 goals in 24 minutes against the Russians and very nearly threw away a 7-goal lead at half-time here. They don't even have the luxury of the half-time lead. They've got to trigger the start here, just as Lievski did for the Poles. Someone's got to step up. That came off a defender. I think Wisniewski got a touch to it, and back come Poland. Wisniewski! Well, he started the move. He took the sting out of the shot, and he scores at the other end. And Sweden are being routed here. What a turnaround. Well, it's 5-1 at the beginning of the game, and with Poland taking a team timeout after just 4 minutes, you thought Sweden were going to amble this one. 7 turnovers suffered by Sweden, 5 by Poland, predominantly early on, and this time it's Sweden who are forced into a very early team timeout. 2 minutes and 34 seconds in only, but they've conceded 3 goals without reply. And how they are missing their captain Kim Andersen, the right back. He plays for Kolding Copenhagen in Denmark. Injured his shoulder, unfortunately for them. He's going to be out for a little while. 704 goals he's scored for Sweden in 193 internationals. It's kind of experience they could do with now to settle them down. Ironically, he's probably watching this in the stands because he's doing a bit of colour commentating for Swedish television. As we see the mixed emotions of the fans here, the defiance of the Swede and the celebrations of the Poles. 18-12 then. This team timeout's got to have done things. Ekdal in the centre, Falgren plays for Melsungen in Germany, just 26 internationals for the number 21. He's been brought in to see if maybe he could trigger something. Ekdal. Falgren looks for the line. Nilsson inside the area, it's a penalty. After 11 minutes, they get a chance maybe to get the scoring going again. Grabarczyk, as ever, in the centre of it, decides to just pull him over. Nothing for it. Grabarczyk, 99 kilos against Nilsson, 102 kilos. Just decided to bring him down. So, can Wisłomierski pull off more heroics here? He can! He saves off Ekberg! Biegler points. He's the man. Tried to put it between his legs. Not accurate enough. And Wisłomierski, he's going to be a hero today. 7 saves from 9 shots taken against him. What's maybe more to the point, though, is that they've taken 9 shots in 19 minutes, Sweden only. That's what it tells you as well, since Wisłomierski came on. Into the wing, that's saved by Andersen. So Falgren, bit of pace, had the winger, didn't release it quickly enough, now it goes in. Oh, and it's up the post, and still no luck for them, and the loose ball picked up by Wisniewski. A bit of help, though, as Jaszka dived in and tapped the ball sideways out of the way of Nilsson's hands. Did he touch it? He didn't. And it was Lievski, in fact, who dived in to take the ball away from under the nose of the Swede. And again, Lijewski. It's all gone horribly wrong for Sweden. The momentum has completely toppled, but when we say falling off a cliff, this is in monumental proportions. Finally, after 12 minutes without a goal, well, half-hearted applause by the Swedish fans, who look disgruntled more than anything else, as Ekdal manages to break through in the end, gets his 5th goal, and we have at the same time a 2-minute suspension for Grabarczyk for Poland. So with the extra man, they have gone to a 4-0-2 defence. Lijewski and Jaszka being individually marked, and it forces the wingers to come out. Wuczak is there, he's wide. Jurkovic, the experienced back player with 120 caps, the number 20, trying to keep things steady here, finding people to pass to, but sooner or later passive play will be warned. Fouled, comes off Anderson, just kept in play by Kalman. Sweden need to try and get a bit of momentum going here. Falgren, Nilsson comes running on to go in on the line as Ekdal steadies things a little here. Into the wing, no space, that's good defending by the short-handed Poles, who are trying to get a little bit of width on the defence, but it's going to tire them. Ekdal, Falgren looking for the line, Nilsson scores. Would have been a penalty anyway. 2 defenders in the area, and Anderson celebrates. He knows how important it is to kickstart things here. Breakthrough. So a couple of goals in quick succession after a 12-minute barren spell by the Swedes. This 4-0-2, though, is causing problems. They've got about 30 seconds to go. Jaszka goes on the line, but comes out cleverly. Doesn't get the ball there now. Is he going to try and go through? Happy to take the free throw. Falls as wide as he can to let the clock run down a few more seconds as well. Long-range shot, that wasn't particularly wise, but passive play concerns for the Poles, and Sweden, could they get it 3 now on this power play? That would help. Oh, they could if there was a better pass. Johan Jakobsson under no pressure whatsoever. Lobs the ball in. Straight over the head of the winger. 1.79 m, his winger wasn't exactly going to catch it. He must realise that. So, full strength again for Poland, but it has allowed the Swedes to get some momentum going here, get a couple of goals and break that 12-minute barren run. Although Poland stayed dangerous during that time, it's in! Jurkovic, the Wisła Płock back player, hammers one away. Into the wing and saved! Wisłomirski. Save number 8. Sweden staring at a semi-final missed opportunity here, unless they can turn things around. The draw is workable, but really they need to win to keep alive their chances. Into the wing, opened up a huge angle. Celebrations for Adam Wisniewski with his 3rd goal. Very good defending by Poland, who've worked solidly as a unit at the back, and a lot of the credit for that goes to Grabarczyk and Chapkowski, the newcomer to the team, who are working like Trojans in the centre. Now it's Jurkovic who stepped in there, and another save by Wisłomirski, and the break is on, but this time it's intercepted. Well covered by Zachryson. Shortest man on the pitch gets to the ball. Bigler this time not too happy, giving the Swedes another opportunity. Crash of players, nothing given, and this time it's an easy pass down. Wuczak, number 5. And a 24-year-old who'd only played 4 times for Poland before arriving at the European Championships is playing like an old pro. Team timeout called by Sweden. 7-2 so far exchange here in the second half, and it's just not going at all. And so within the first 10 minutes of the second half, Sweden already forced into using their 2 timeouts available. On the rack they are. And Poland, who started so slowly, what an amazing turnaround. Poland have won the last 2 encounters between these teams, 29-28 in the friendly Super Cup tournament in Germany back in November. Then in July last year, in their home qualifying Gdansk, 22-18. The last Swedish win goes back. Wisłomierski with 9 saves. The last Swedish win rather goes back to Malmo in April last year in their home leg of the qualifier. 28-21. Wisłomierski. What a performance in goal by the 26-year-old. Wisłomierski is playing in his 3rd European Championship, 56 caps, the Polish goalkeeper. A long way behind Sławomir Szmal on 230, but today he's the standout man. Oh, he let him go! Falgren got a free shot, and again, Wisłomierski is unbeatable. Incredible. Well, you look at the stats and you know that since he's come in, Sweden have had 14 shots and scored only 4 of them. Well, the 2 defence specialists look on in admiration at the keeper. 10 minutes into the second half, and still the lead. It's a big one for Poland. It's a long way back for Sweden. A bit of protective taping there coming loose. Yennemer pushing forwards, trying to cut. That's a free throw play on, they say, though. The whistle seemed to go. It was a Swedish ball anyway. Ekdal steps through. A poor pass down at the feet, and he runs into the defender and gives possession away. It's all going wrong for Sweden. Sweden have been European champions 4 times, but the last time goes right back to 2002. Also world champions 4 times. And then, unfortunately, the unlucky distinction, as Stefan Olsson will know only too well, as he was in the team as a player in those days, of losing 4 Olympic finals. But, of course, the last one against France at the London Olympic Games, as Bielecki gets his 3rd. The Olympic silver medalists are being run ragged here by Poland. Team have seen the retirement in the last year of Marcin Lijewski, brother of Krzysztof, the number 3 here today. And another save that stays with Sweden this time. Tkachik and Kluszynski also retiring from the Polish team, but the new crop, brilliant. And another one! Wisłomierski is going to take something far more special than that to beat the 26-year-old, and Szmal, big smile on his face, supporting the younger keeper. Well, Chirgo, his Hungarian club, may be a bit concerned that some German clubs may be looking at Wisłomierski and thinking, well, hang on a second, that could be a good investment. Through the legs, Jurkiewicz. Brilliant goal. Two goals in 12 minutes only in the second half. Managed to get 2 goals basically 5 minutes into the second half, and then it's all dried up all over again here. Into the wing, big angle this time, surely, yes. Wujak looks up to the referee. Is he feeling he was impeded? Well, he was barged over, I guess is his feeling, by Ekdal. And he may have a point. Biegler holds his head. Still a 9-goal deficit for Sweden. Can you believe it? This crucial game, and we thought this is going to be a spectacularly close affair with both teams needing to win to keep alive their semi-final expectations. The Polish fans upping the tempo here. Jaszka, Liewski coming around. Not a great pass going for the line, but that's well intercepted by the Swedes. But given away sums up their day, really, doesn't it? And stolen second time by Ekdal. Can they do better this time? And Zachrisson looks for support, finds Nilsson coming on from the bench. Untidy on both sides on that occasion. Well, Sweden did arrive here on the back of 3 defeats in warm-up games, 2 against Spain, 1 against Brazil. They had managed to win to Egypt before that in a tournament in Spain, but also a defeat to Spain. So not the best of warm-ups for the Swedes. Effectively 1 win out of their last 5 games and 3 defeats. So Staffan Olsson's man, he looks up at the clock, and it'll tell him that Sweden at the moment are heading out of the competition, metaphorically speaking, of course, out of a semi-final place, and it'll be down to Poland tomorrow and Croatia, the head-to-head match, to decide which of those 2 teams goes through with France to the main round, because if Poland win here today, they will be doing the French the extra favour, qualifying them with a match to spare, and it'll allow France, they'll be up against Sweden tomorrow, to take their foot off the accelerator and rest players ahead of the semi-finals. Biegler and some of his teammates, they're milking the applause, and why not? They have played brilliantly. And that's a penalty. Fouled in the act of shooting. Let's have another look again. And a clear push on Jaszka, the 30-year-old who plays for Fuchs Berlin. So Sjöstrand back in goal again for Sweden. Big stretch for the goalkeeper from Barcelona, as he waits to face Patryk Kuczynski, plays for Górnik Zabrze. Oh, coolly done. He's only come on to take the penalties for Poland, but he's done them very coolly, and as Sjöstrand brings his legs together, thinking it was going through, bit of spin on the ball, all in the wrist. 10-goal lead for Poland, and Sweden have managed just 3 goals in 14 minutes of this half, having been dry for 8 before the half. Penalty, Nilsson fouled, and that may be a 2-minute suspension as well. Big man from Hamburg gets up. Is Wuczak in trouble, I wonder? Smaller player holding up the... and he is on the 2-minute suspension. Bit of a break for Wuczak. And Biegler, well, sensitively approaching the conversation, frankly. How can you be annoyed with the young 24-year-old right winger who scored 5 goals for you and has taken you along in this game? Peterson. And they do finally beat Wisłomierski. Right through the legs in the end. A well-taken penalty. So once again, with the extra player, it's a 4-0-2. They just need to sort out who they're marking at the moment. Seems to be a bit of a misunderstanding between Kellman and Karlsson, but in the end they decide on Jaszka and Jokiewicz. Ah, short-handed. He's gone straight round the back. He's supposed to be individually marked. Karlsson came off him, and Jaszka just went through. First goal of the game for the 30-year-old. He'll have the bragging rights when he goes back to his club, Fuchs Berlin in Germany, where he plays alongside Peterson, Zachrisson and Nilsson. Long-range shot, and again, Wisłomierski. Confidence level sky high, gets a hand to that one. 12 saves for Wisłomierski. Beaten this time though. Ekdal. 14 minutes remaining. to make up 9 goals. Well, it's going to take the kind of turnaround and collapse from Poland that Sweden experienced in the first half and early in the second here for this game to turn around now. But will that happen? Again, Wisniewski is loitering out at the back. Now he's picked up instead as Jaszka's got away. This 402's untidy. Free throw, and that'll run the clock down as Jaszka hobbles a little bit. Seconds tick away. Kuczynski's come on the right wing, the number 4. He's gone in behind, not seen this time though. It needed an earlier pass. Oh, that needed a quick pass into Kuczynski as well, but that's another free throw. But that's good. Michal Szczebas ran the clock down, and back on comes Kamil Sipszak, who's going to go in on the line now. In place of Jurecki, and immediately makes his presence felt. The 22-year-old from Wisła Płock scores with his first touch. Doesn't matter who they put in goal. Sjöstrand comes back in again for Anderson, shakes his head. What on earth is happening today? And Poland have got it. There's no rush. Jurkovic can put the ball back, a 10-goal lead. They've just got to run the clock down. And Poland need to bear in mind as well, without taking their foot too much off the accelerator, that they suddenly kill the momentum and allow Sweden to get close, although that's going to be a tall order right now, the way they're playing. But they also have to think that they've got a game tomorrow, Poland against Croatia, which they still need to win to go through to the semi-final. Jaszka. It could all have been so different in that group in Aarhus with Poland if they'd come through instead with France and Serbia with 0 points. And if they hadn't turned around a 4-goal deficit also in their first main round match against Belarus to win it by 1, incredibly. That was a fantastic finish. But on those small margins, matches are decided. Here today, though, there's no small margin, there's a gulf between these teams. Well, Anderson looking somewhat shell-shocked. And so in 30 minutes, Sweden have scored 7 goals to 21. It was 7-10 midway through the first half against Poland as Wisniewski pulls off yet another save. And it's a collapse on the proportions of their match against Russia for Sweden. And if they thought lightning doesn't strike twice, well, the Swedish fans are finding out that sadly it does. So we approach the 20-minute mark, and a dismal game here for Sweden in defence as well as in attack, where they just are struggling, and that's going to be a free throw for Poland. Kelman looks on disconsolately. I think it's one of those games where they just have to put it behind them now and learn the lessons from the Euro. They won't even get to, if they lose here today, as seems inevitable now, Sweden won't even get to contest the 3rd place in the group, and the fans, I think, sum it up. Still trying to be upbeat. 3rd place would give them the 5th place playoff, which is a World Championship qualification position, but even that's going to be beyond Sweden. That's got another free throw for Poland, as Jurkovic is fouled by Zachrisson on the wing. And a team timeout for Michael Biegler. With 10 minutes remaining, and a smiling Kamil Sipszak, the 22-year-old from Wisła Płock. But if you remember the team timeout after about 3.5 minutes at the beginning of the game, when Poland were 5-1 down and looking completely shell-shocked and had left mentally their minds in the changing room, and Biegler was berating them.
Jetzt ganz schlau sein.
Success rate on the shooting down around 30%. It's now 72%. Sweden turned over 13 times. And Schmal, it's nearly there. 4 fast breaks for Poland. And that's all courtesy of Jakub Wuczak. Instructions being given by Michael Biegler in German, translated by the assistant. I'm afraid you can develop as good a tactic as you like, but it's going to take something special, and notably you've got to beat Wisłomierski. 14 saves from 21. Wisłomierski, incredibly, who'd only played 15 minutes in the competition up until this game. Schmal had had the lion's share of the play, so the timeout resumes. So from a bit part for Wisłomierski in the first 4 games, he will be the hero today, and in contention for man of the match, surely. Sipszak, second goal. Karlsson couldn't hold him, got in behind. With the powerful line player, 2 meters and 8, 116 kilos, slams the ball away. 9.5 minutes, 12 goals down, Sweden, incredible. And again, they're resorting to long-range shots as they can't string together the moves to break down the Polish defense. Morale is gone, and that rather half-hearted attempt was rather dismissively pushed aside by Wisłomierski. So France will become the second team to qualify for the semi-finals then this evening, with Denmark, both teams undefeated at the top of their respective groups, as another goes in from Sheba this time. Quick switch, nice play. Wuczak goes around, takes the defender with him and opens the wing up completely. And it's a half-hearted attack now by the Swedes, who are normally dishing it out in defense and very willing to take it in attack as well, a very physical team. But today, I'm afraid they've had the stuffing knocked out of them. Long range, well, that goes in. Laholm, second goal of the game for the 31-year-old, former Barcelona and Olbor player, now in Pécsett in Hungary. Smuggles it in underneath Wisłomierski. 8 minutes remaining. Poland 30, Sweden 18. They scored 2 goals in the last 15 minutes of the first half, and they've managed just 6 now in 22 minutes, while Poland have hit them for 15. Biegler can smile, their German coach who took over from Bogdan Venta. It appears that the Olympic silver medalists' hope of a semi-final place have not only gone up in smoke, but they've gone up in the hugest bonfire you've ever seen. Sipszak again, and the fans, well, I think they're beside themselves, the Polish fans. They can't quite believe what they're seeing. You thought this was going to be a tight affair. We all did at the beginning as Poland led, and you've got to give him a shout out to Krzysztof Lijewski, because he really dragged them back into the game at the beginning when they were struggling. And then they hit the midway point in the first half, and Wisłomierski saves again. And Poland never looked back, absolutely steamed ahead, and Sweden drying up. That's a good save there by Sjöstrand. He's hobbling a bit, went down very quickly. Karlsson, and again a save by Wisłomierski. Man of the match elect for Poland. Oh, they got very personal with him now. It's not Wisłomierski anymore. The crowd are chanting his first name, Piotr, Piotr. 17 saves, and he'd only played 15 minutes coming into this game in the entire competition. Schmal makes 0 saves from 10. They're in trouble midway through the first half. Wisłomierski comes in, And he pulls it out of the bag for them, and it gives so much confidence to the rest of the team. And Ola Lindgren sat down absolutely disconsolate as Michal Jurecki gets his first. 5.5 minutes remaining. Well, at this stage, only the two defence specialists for Poland, Grabarczyk and Chapkowski, haven't scored in the game. Everybody else is on the score sheet, apart, of course, from Zmal and Wisłomierski. The way Wisłomierski is playing in goal, maybe he should come out and take some penalties as well. He can do no wrong. That's one back, though. Jesper Nielsen, who's come on now, the 24-year-old. Just 5 minutes in the game so far, and at the other end, Sjöstrand at least has a little bit of luck go his way as we enter the last 5 minutes of this game. So Magnus Persson, another newcomer to the Swedish team, the 23-year-old, just 3 internationals, comes in. Oh, well, that's class. That was a beautiful goal by Jonas Kallman. Carlson still getting his breath, and there is Kallman, who missed the European Championships 2 years ago. Needed a heart operation for an irregular rhythm, and it's remarkable that he's back playing at this level now, Kallman. But a team timeout called by Poland, nothing to worry about. They're on track. Turnovers 13 for Sweden. A few more now for Poland as they're... maybe that's what they're being told now by Biegler. Stay focused, because I know you feel you've won the game, but we're not there yet. 46% goalkeeper efficiency, but that belies the fact that that includes 0 from 10 from Zmal, because in fact Wisłomierski is on a 17 saves, 63% save rate. His club won't be the only one worried about German clubs hovering around him now. I think Wuczak, his club, Kobry, Wagub will also be worried that... depends, worried, or maybe looking forward to the cash offer from a German club, who knows, for next summer. 12 goals ahead, Poland. Sweden have managed 8 goals in this half, 17 to Poland, but the damage done effectively in a 12-minute spell when Poland scored 6 without reply, and then after that the rout just continued. Kallman again! That's nicely done by the former Atletico Madrid winger. 3 for him. Nice team play, pushed it up fast. And as Poland take their foot somewhat off the accelerator here, mindful of tomorrow's game against Croatia, Sweden having a chance to get in there. Biegler sat down as well. Job done. Poland have kept alive their semi-final chances, but for Sweden, Jernemer's man, I'm afraid, will not make it, and the fans are even wiping off their flags off the cheek. Dad's already done it. And that sums it all up, doesn't it? So Yashka in the middle, and now Sheba still at right back, the newcomer playing his first major competition, along with Wuczak. Fumbled it, ball still with him though. And that's a free throw. Zacharyson happy to give away the foul against Sheba. And the Polish fans singing the anthem a cappella as the tide continues to flow relentlessly against Sweden. And Krajewski has got himself on the score sheet as well. Three minutes to go. Laholm, Karlsson. How they have missed the steadying influence of their captain, Kim Anderson. Oh, deflection, a heavy one as well, but they all count in the end. Karlsson, first of the game from 5 shots. Just see it there. Talking to Zmal, you're not too upset. Biegler's probably telling him, are you, that your understudy's completely outshone you today. And I'm sure Zmal You say absolutely not. Team effort, and it has been a real team effort. They've defended superbly, but so many mistakes by Sweden, and they're shooting 47% success rate, but Poland 72, and that's exceptionally high, and it continues. Jaszka, number 3. They're not cheering anymore. I think they've lost their voices, the Polish fans. They've been cheering so loud, so long. Standing shot at 98 kilometers an hour, and we're into the last 2 minutes, and I think Sweden just want to put this match behind them, get back to the changing rooms, and somehow rebuild for their game tomorrow against France. That's one at least for Magnus Persson. 6 so far in the competition, but not much to cheer, I'm afraid, for the Swedish fans. Sjöstrand puts it back in play again. Swedes now benefiting from the Poles, who are attacking a little quicker than they were, not so careful with their attacks now, a little bit carefree. Zachrisson gets his first as well. 2 shots only in. I think he's been on for most of the game, Zachrisson, and they've only managed to get the ball into him a couple of times. Last minute, and there's the sad faces of Peterson and Ekdal. Semi-final gone, I'm afraid, Sweden. Seconds remaining. They're still pushing forward, the Swedes, but it's all going Poland's way still. Michal Szeba, number 2. Bielecki on his feet, as is the impeccable Jakub Łuczak. Well, even 15 minutes into the game, 10-7 to Sweden, you still thought they'll steady things. They've started so well, but no. It all went horribly wrong here today, and they're benefiting from the Poles really coasting it here to make it look a little bit more respectable late on. Lahom gets another one, his 3rd of the game. And that's it. And Poland keep alive their chance of a semi-final place, and in doing so, put France through. And not only that, but in fact, France are now certain to finish top of the group. And there's confirmation, Poland 35, Sweden 25, they routed them. So the smiling Poles in sharp contrast to the disconsolate Swedes, who still can't quite believe what happened to them today. It was like being hit by a steam train. It came out of nowhere. It was all going so well. And then suddenly, they managed just 2 goals in 15 minutes. And Niewski and Szmal, a nice smile between the 2 teammates at Vive Kielce. Celebrations are on, surely. Wiszomirski. 15 minutes of play only coming into this game, and now he's going to pick up man of the match. Stefan Olsson trying to be detached from the whole process. The fans have come down, and the team are very good. They'll go over and they'll high-five them all, as they've done with every game. And there he is, Piotr Wiszomirski. Incredibly well-deserved. He came in after the captain Szmal struggled, made no saves from 10 attempts. And he was just untenable for the Swedes. They couldn't get past him, and he saved 17 times. A 53% save rate, phenomenally high. And Szmal high-fives him first from the old pro. And Ekdal will probably get it for Sweden for his 6 goals. He did try very hard to lead the team, but none of them shone today, I'm afraid. Miguel Rocha tries to console him, but the Swedish fans still applaud. But their semi-final run has come to an end. It'll be for the honor tomorrow against France. For Croatia, well, they're not there yet. They're up against the much fancied, for Poland rather, they're up against the much fancied Croatians tomorrow. But for now, they can savor the moment. Biggest win for them over Sweden, and who would have believed it when they were struggling early on. But Sweden, another collapse, 2 matches in succession. And they go and thank their fans, the Poles, who've been fabulous. Both sets of supporters have, but the Poles singing the anthem a cappella, chanting the players' names after every goal, after every save. And Poland, who started off with 2 narrow 1-goal defeats to Serbia and France, have turned it around completely here. So this is what it looks like then. France are through, top of the group on 8 points, can't be caught anymore, but Croatia and Poland on 6 points apiece will battle it out head-to-head tomorrow for the second semi-final place in Group 2. Sweden in 4th place, miss out. Well, you look back on this game and say that was quite an incredible turnaround. Where did it come from? Poland, 60% success rate on their attacks, but Sweden 43%, less than 50% on their shooting, and 13 turnovers. Hit for 4 fast breaks. Well, they failed to score 4 of their 7. It just wouldn't go for them, I'm afraid. Poland did suffer 10 turnovers, but 5 of them were early on in the game before things turned around. So top scorers in the game for Sweden, Ekdal, and Poland, Liewski, both with 6 goals, while Wuczak gets 5. But the standout man, of course, Wisłomirski, the goalkeeper, with 17 saves and a 53% success rate. And this is how it went. And at the beginning again, following on from 8 minutes without goals, they still only managed 2 goals in 12 minutes, Sweden, as the Poles just battered them all the way through, steadily and relentlessly. Goals coming in freely, straight down the middle, 4 fast breaks, 3 penalties, and they spread it out relatively well on the left-hand side mostly. Didn't have to worry too much, it was all going in. While for Sweden, well, not a lot in the end, I'm afraid, to cheer here. 2 penalties and 3 fast breaks, 6 from 16 down the centre, and their back players suffering, especially on the right side there, I'm afraid. Jakobsen, 2 from 7. So the ratio will show a similarly dismal picture. So Sweden have lost their chance of a semi-final place, but Poland still alive, and they're up against Croatia tomorrow to decide who will join France in the semi-finals from this group. It's been a cracking game if you're a Polish supporter. Hope you've enjoyed it, and hope you can join us again. Thanks for watching, and until next time from me, Paul Bray, good night.